Have you ever felt like you're the guy she only calls when her plans fall through? Do you ever feel like you're always stuck in, again, that maybe, I don't know, I'll think about it kind of person? Or do you feel like when it comes to her giving her energy to somebody, she's giving it away to somebody else and not you? Where you try to do everything you can and she just ignores you and everything? Whew. Guys, here's the truth, and it's very tough, but the truth is that sometimes we just got to realize where we are, not just with ourselves, but where we are with women. And sometimes for a lot of guys out there, they don't understand what it means to be a woman's backup plan. And there are a lot of guys out there who always end up as a woman's backup plan. And when you don't have the game, you don't understand you're always going to end up as a safety net and not the prize. And the longer that you move and you stay in this role, and the role that you're in, for many of you guys, that you guys put yourselves in, is a role that sometimes is not going to get you where you want to be in this line of life, especially when it comes to the game. A lot of women are always just going to see you as being second best when it comes to the game. And I believe that there's no such thing as second best when it comes to the game. When you're one thought, one mind, one way. I don't believe in second best. And I don't believe that you should ever be in a position or in a way to be seen as second best. And as long as you are moving that way, second best, you're going to be seen as second best. And you're never going to get the things that you want in life. And I think that's a problem that a lot of guys have and a lot of guys face in the game. And when you are moving that way as second best, what happens with women, they treat you as such. They treat you in a way that is not fair. And again, this is not about good or bad, right or wrong, or what's fair and what's not fair. I think for many guys out there where they really go wrong is that when you think of yourself as a plan B, then unfortunately you will be treated as a plan B. And I think that most guys don't understand that. I think that we sometimes forget that what women do to us and how women move to us has nothing to actually do with us. It has everything to do with what we actually feel about ourselves. And when you're looked upon as that plan B or something like that, this is where the problem comes in at. A plan B kind of a person is something a woman is not just going to fall in love with. There's really no connection with a plan B. The only connection there is when she wants to borrow something, borrow money, borrow rent, or something from you. And I want you guys to really get out of the mentality that you're in as far as plan B. So the question is, how do you stop being her backup plan and really just become her choice? And the answer isn't about chasing her harder or anything like that. It's not about begging for attention, because a lot of men feel like the only way I'm going to get somewhere with her is actually beg for attention. No, it's at the end of the day, it's more about building a standard that is so high as a man that she has got to just either meet that standard or you just move on and roll and charge her to the game. And this is why the game is so important, because the game itself is always going to put you not only in a power position, but it's also going to put you in a situation where you're not putting up with any kind of disrespect or anything wrong when it comes to women. I think most guys don't understand that. But this is why it's so important that we have to learn to understand ourselves, learn who we are in this world when it comes to the game, and learn how we have to move. Because if we don't move the way a woman expects us to move, we're never going to get the respect, admiration, or love that we should have when it comes to this game. So at the end of the day, unfortunately, guys, I've seen all this stuff firsthand. I've seen guys getting themselves in situations with women where they lose a little bit of themselves each and every time. And what I don't want to happen is I don't want you to lose yourself. I don't want you to lose who you are as a man. And I want you to actually grow. I've seen guys all the time get used and ghosted by women, get manipulated and get treated really bad. And yet these guys at the end of the day, they just don't know who I am in all of this, and they get lost. excuse me, and they do get confused. But I want you guys to take a moment and think about how many times have you seen a woman that you were actually interested in and you wanted to get with or something like that, and all of a sudden she just passed you by and you just didn't understand why. I'm sure it's very frustrating to a lot of you guys out there, but the game is all about results, okay? And that's what it's always going to be about until we start to realize that we're never going to get the result being what we are today, a plan B, a mentality of a plan B. Now remember, gentlemen, I don't want to say you're a plan B. What I'm saying is that your thinking is that of a plan B, if that makes any sense. But this is what we're going to be talking about on today's show. And guys, just want to let you know, Steve D. Williams, doing this over 3 decades. Make sure y'all get a chance to join us on our live shows as we chop up this game. But what I want to do is I want to break down some powerful shifts that you can make. 3 powerful ones that you can make. And if you can actually begin to make the power shift in yourself, everything about your life is actually going to change. When you start or stop saying that, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being exactly where I am and I want to change. And when it comes to those power shifts, it's things that it's not really hard to do. It's just at the point that you've got to draw a line in the stone, as I've always said. And you have got to really just realize your value and your worth. And when you can understand your value and your worth, you will never think about yourself as a B, because I think most guys, where they go wrong is that they see the world as a B option. So one thing we have to do, the first thing I would say we have to do is we've got to stop competing, and we have to start creating. I think so many of us feel like because of how the world is with guys and everything like that, or how the world is itself, a lot of guys assume that in order to win with women, I have to compete. Gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. When it comes to competing, you don't have to compete against anybody. There's no reason that you should ever feel the need or that I've got to compete against another man. That's not going to help you in the game. Competing is not going to help you. I'm never going to fight for a woman's attention, okay? And the reason that you should never fight for a woman's attention is because you should draw her into your world. And I think most people have never been taught this before. They never thought that I could actually bring a woman into my world and show her my depth and my range of who I am as a man. And if you can't bring a woman into your world as a man, then you're always going to put yourself in a position of actually competing. And what I've always said, your reality is not about competition. Your reality is you. One thought, one mind, one way. And as long as you look at yourself, one thought, one mind, one way, and you don't look to compete against another man, that's going to be a shift from the letters of a B to A. Gentlemen, the shift can be very easy to make. You just got to be the willing participant that's going to want to make the shift. The next thing you got to do is to move from that mentality that you have and make her earn it. Is also another thing you got to do is everything that you do, you must make her earn, okay? Listen, attention is money. Attention is currency. And the problem is the more that you give that away to a woman, the less valuable you're going to come in her eyes. And you've got to learn how to flip the script as a man and make her earn it. And I'm not just saying walk around and tell a woman, oh, you've got to earn me, you got to earn me. No, what I'm saying is that you don't need to tell a woman that she has to earn you. When a woman realizes that you have depth and range and that you're different from everybody else, this is not a thing about earning or anything like that. What this is going to be about is how can I be a part of this thing that you have going on. Women want to be a part of something great. Gentlemen, you can be great men. And when women want to be part of what you have going on, it just changes the whole entire world. Everything begins to change. Your world, your reality, and everything that you think you are is going to flip upside down. And for the first time, she is going to bug you, beg you, barter, and want to do things for you. So you got to remember, at the end of the day, We don't give ourselves away to women. What we want to do at the end of the day is we actually want to make her earn it. Because if she can sit there and earn who we are at the end of the day, it's a win-win for all of us. So I want to make sure that we have that locked down. Now, the third thing, gentlemen, that we have to do, and it's not even as hard as one would think it is, but the third thing at the end of the day, outside of the earning is everything, is how are we living? Because I think we never take time to ask or look at ourselves. We're so busy moving. Are we actually smelling the flowers and really taking a moment to actually look at who we are? And at the end of the day, a woman needs to see you as a prize, because if a woman doesn't see you as a prize, then all of a sudden what's going to happen is that she's going to look to other treasures. Women like shiny things, gentlemen. They like shiny shit, and that's just women. From women up and down all over this world, they're always gonna like shiny things and shiny objects. So why not be the shiny object? Why not be the thing that she misses, she thinks about, and she wants to be about? So what we have to stop doing is we got to realize that we are the prize. But it's not just, see, people think that just saying to the world, hey, I'm the prize, that automatically you're going to end up being the prize. It doesn't work like that way. It does not, work that way. The game does not reward those who are not actually dedicating themselves to the game. This is why it's very important. You have to dedicate yourself to the game. You have to own who you are, and you got to grow. But the only way that you're going to grow as men is you got to have a mentality that this is about me. This is never going to be about you. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. I am never going to run, beg, or barter or try to be a part of your life and your world as a man. We just don't do that. And when you guys start to do that, you will then be able to see the difference. And the beautiful thing about the difference that you're going to see that I realized a long time ago is that once I started to believe in myself, and once I started to realize that not only am I the prize, but guys, I created the prize. Remember, gentlemen, this is all about creation. This is not about just saying I'm a prize. Once you create your environment, your reality, and your world, your way, everything then is going to change, because it's at that point a woman's going to actually say, wow, you know what? This guy's a little bit different. He's moving different, but he's not. But one thing he's not doing, he's not trying to be like everybody else, okay? And what I'm saying to all you guys out here, in order to get all this stuff down, man, you've got to be able to make sure that you got to put yourself first in all of this. Because if you don't place yourself first, you're always going to run behind a woman, okay? And most men out here are always going to stay stuck as a backup plan because they don't value themselves enough to demand more. You set the tone, you set the mindset, you set the demand. And once you're going to set the demand, either she's going to follow and get to that demand, or she's not going to be worthy of you. And that's the beautiful thing about the game. You just have to know who you are. You got to know what it is you want. You just got to know why you want it. And the more you begin to connect yourself, one thought, one mind, one way, your life is actually going to change. Gentlemen, I want to do everything I can to help each and every one of you guys win. And it is always going to be a process. I just remember the process I had to take. It was, God, I wish it was overnight. I wish it was something that I could just do and then automatically it changed. But I had to get out of the habits that I had. I had to realize that even though I'm putting myself in the most awkward position, my God, I didn't even put myself in an awkward position. My mentor put me in the most awkward position, forcing me to talk to older women, forcing me to go outside of a construct that I didn't even know that I had. See, for a lot of us, we just don't know what we are until we find somebody to push us beyond the point in which we think we can go. And that's what we're doing here. I want to push you beyond who you are. And it was just tough, but as I began to see the results, I wanted to go out further myself. But the problem is so many guys are just going to fight. They're always going to fight back. They want to be in their comfort so bad, they're going to fight back and they're not going to want to actually go outside. So, gentlemen, this is just a question that you got to ask. Do I want to be that guy? Or do I want to be plan B? The choice is always going to be yours, gentlemen. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. But gentlemen, this is going to be the end of the video, but not the end of our discussion, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know your plan B story. Was there ever a point in your life where someone used you as a plan B, you got sick and tired of the BS, you stood up for yourself, and because of that, you changed up the game? Please let me know in the comments. I would love for you to know. But guys, as I said before, if you enjoy this video right here, okay, if you enjoy this video, I'm gonna get over here across the street so I don't get hit. If you enjoy this video right here, you are going to love the video we have for you guys out there, gentlemen. We look forward to hearing from you guys. Like, subscribe, share, guys. I appreciate you all. Please, gentlemen, appreciate yourselves, and we definitely will talk soon. Thank you.